At HoldenCAPITAL, we often find ourselves facing a situation where we have a client who is recovering from a financial disaster. And we find that there are two key issues in this situation that are very important to our ability to successfully find finance for their next project. The first is how they actually dealt with the financial disaster. And by that I mean how they dealt with the issue of the financiers potentially either bankrupting them or putting them to a Part 10 and blaming everyone except themselves. And the critical thing here is that if you blame the bank or somebody else, you're missing the point, because ultimately as the developer you're in control of the project, not them. So it's your ability to deal with those disasters that's the critical thing. And what we've found is that the successful developers recognise their shortcomings and know how to fill those gaps, know where their skill sets are lacking, and know how to engage or hire somebody to actually deal with those situations. So the important thing when you're dealing with a financier is not to blame them, but to actually work with them, identify what their aim is in terms of getting out of the project, and help them to achieve that aim in such a way that your credit rating is as good as it can be under the circumstances. The second point is, as I just touched on, an ability to recognise what your failings were in the development, where your shortcomings are. It's very rare for a developer to be actually good at every element of a project. Usually they've got experience in construction or marketing or design, and maybe two of those elements, but usually not every element of the project. So it's important to recognise what gaps you need to fill, and then go out and spend the time finding the right people that you can work with who can actually fill in those skill sets, such that when you do the next development you know you've got the right elements under control. So I suppose from our point of view, what we're saying is that a failed project doesn't mean there's no way back. There is a way back, but it's very much dependent on how you as the developer evaluate your own shortcomings and recognise what you need to do to then bolster those skills that you're missing with the skill sets of other people. And one of those is actually using HoldenCAPITAL to go and get the right financial package for you. It's a role that the guys in the team here are very, very good at. They've got very long expertise in that area, and they understand development innately. They all have a background in construction finance, working with financiers or working with developers. So they understand what your issues are, and they understand how to get the message across to the banks as to what you've done to correct shortcomings that might have appeared in previous projects, and the fact that to show that you understood what was necessary to make a project successful, having gone through a failure.